Hi, I'm Nikhil Singhi, financial coach from India. So very common question asked by many people, how to manage my loans? For the purpose you are taking the loan that's going to manifest over a period of time. Be very sure about your emotional loan. The loan which is for the objective of creating wealth. Check your cash flow and see whether you qualify to take that or not. Understand all of that. You need to learn to manage it. Make sure after your expenses, you have at least 15% of money going towards your reserves, things to do with your psychology. Hi, livechennai.com viewers. I'm Nikhil Singhi, financial coach from India. It's been 15 years since we've been in this journey of transforming more and more lives as much as possible from my organization. I'm thankful to livechennai.com to be here today to spread this awareness about some following questions which they have been asking me from quite some time now. Our organization's job is to ensure that we build a very happy financial life for more and most people through a systematic process of net worth enhancement, a very systematic process of net worth enhancement. What we exactly do as an organization is work towards your cash flow, work towards your debt restructuring, work towards your income tax, work towards your successor planning. Make sure the investments, assets and liabilities are all well matched. The whole idea of our organization is to build more happy lives, financial happy life most over, right? So, well, let's start this whole journey of asking an answer, question and answer session. So, very common question asked by many people, how to manage my loans? Am I right to say that? How to manage your loan is like a very tricky question. So, that means you're already feeling the pressure of loan, and that's why you want to ask this question, how do I manage my loan? So let me first put it to these people who have yet to take loan and people who have just recently took loan and yet not feel the pressure of it. Loan is nothing but you're committing something for future, assuming for the purpose you're taking the loan that's going to manifest over a period of time. Now there could be different kinds of loan. Could be a loan which is emotional, could be a loan which is to create more wealth out of that money. Could be a loan which is like a need-based hour loan. I just want it right now, otherwise this is going to happen, that is going to happen, so on and so forth. So let me share this with you. An emotional loan is certainly, you understand by the word emotion, right? Emotional loan is not something which you should encourage most and more for yourself, because those are so temporary in nature. You feel the importance just now, you feel everything looks rosy and you go for that emotional loan. But I would recommend to every one of you, be very sure about your emotional loan. Make sure you plan your cash flows before even you could attract that emotional loan for yourself. Number two, the loan which is for the objective of creating wealth. So a lot of business owners do take loan in their businesses, and they take loans for a few lakhs and few crores, and they repay comfortably, and yet they become richer, and yet they buy the luxurious car, a big building. But you have to understand that is just because they take loan for the purpose of enhancing more wealth, to create more wealth, to generate more income. But are you doing that? So for me, I would say, if you are borrowing loan for the purpose of wealth creation, could be a great loan. But if you are taking loan for the purpose of emotion and this is a point of time and I really want to do this, I would better say, check your cash flow and see whether you qualify to take that or not. Even keep in your mind, going forward, would you be in a position to honor those loans? Thirdly, very important, spontaneous loans. Spontaneous loan is like you have the need of the hour, your parents is hospitalized, you need money, you have some destruction and you need money, and you're going to take some spontaneous loan for a certain purpose which is unplanned, which is absolutely unplanned. Now what do you do in such cases? I would recommend each and every one of you who are watching this particular video, even in that case, be very careful. The best solution for such kind of spontaneous loan is start preparing yourself for an emergency fund pre-handed, so you don't encounter that spontaneous loan. How many people build an emergency corpus fund for themselves? Can you have a small emergency corpus for the purpose of medical, for the purpose of your father, mother, for the purpose of any kind of destruction? If you have one, you may not even go for the third type of loan, right? So now how do you manage this loan? Well, I understand all of that. You need to learn to manage it by a robust cash flow planning. Now normally what happens, say if you're a person who's drawing a salary of 50,000 a month, you have a commitment at your house of 20,000 and you see there's an absolute gap of 30,000 rupees per month. And then you suddenly decide at your house, can we go for this housing loan? And your answer says, yes, we should go for the housing loan, and you're okay to spend 27,500 towards housing loan because you feel there's a 30,000 gap. So 20,000 plus 27,500 is equal to 47,500, and you have a salary of 50,000. Sounds good, like a good plan. Yeah, I still have a surplus. After all my expenses, I'm paying this loan. But here is the point. You are going to commit yourself for a 20-year loan or a 10-year loan or a 15-year loan or a 30-year loan. Are you sure about the job in which you are? Are you going to be sure about the next 20 years about your job and your salary? Are you going to be very sure that your lifestyle expenses will not go up from 20,000 to 24,000 or 25,000? Are you very sure that you may not encounter an emergency purpose of using the money? Are you sure about this? Be very, very careful. Do not overdo it. Now, for some people, it's not overdoing it, but it may be for you. Maybe, right? So, my take on how do you manage your loan would be like this. So, if you're a 50,000 salary person or a 5 lakh income person per month, make sure after your expenses, you have at least 15% of money going towards your reserves. That could be called as emergency corpus fund for you, a 15% minimum to start with. And then the remaining 15%, you should keep it for the purpose of your medical and spontaneous emergencies, right? And then with the remaining money, you can probably plan for any kind of loan which you're looking for to pay those EMIs. So one more thing which is very commonly prevailing. So as I was talking to you about those 50,000 rupees and keeping some emergency fund, there's one more very common thing which you need to think about. The EMI which you pay for your loan, whatever kind of loan it is, are you able to go back to that banker and say, hey, I want that money back? Can you do that? No, right? Money paid is paid. Then how about this? The money which you keep saving it, how come that money gets blown off very quickly? How come that money is used so fast? So it has a lot of things to do with your psychology. You're so okay to break your savings, but you're absolutely not okay to even going back and demanding the money back which you have paid to an EMI, just because they don't give you an option to go back and claim back the money which you paid, right? So when it comes to your personal savings which you create as an emergency corpus fund, as per my advice, remember this, if you're going to touch that money, you're not being honest with your family. Otherwise, don't get married, don't have children, don't have family commitment. Do you agree that you're committed to for all your family members, and how come you so easily use those saved money which could actually protect your family to come out of your debt trap? Think about it before you make a decision of spending your saved money. You need to use your saved money only and only for your goals and purposes. Could be your child's education, could be the child's marriage, could be any important milestones of your life, but not for your luxury expenses, right? Think about it.